5, he'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Let's get to it. Let's get it. 402-464-5685. Starter Hammond text line, Honda Lincoln hotline. If you want to be a part of the conversation, hit us with a what's up, and we'll include you in this thing. Come on in. Get comfortable. We got a good one for you today. The first segment will be short because we have a guest calling right around 4:30. So we want to make time for it. So we'll shoot short here. Jay Foreman, let him know about the Mercado.
84th and Havelock, certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop. Great entrees, great appetizers, and dessert menu is. I like it just because I'm not big on dessert, but they have strawberry sorbet, so it's all good with me.
And it's really good. Nathan Brennan. If you were going to be in the same town I was going to be in, would you tell me?
Yeah.
Jay Foreman, if you're going to be in the same town with me, you going to tell me?
No.
So I get a text.
Only if I have time. Only if I have time.
I get a text.
I have family business.
Hey man, what flight do you get? When are you getting back in? I'm like, I'm taking the 11:20 from Charlotte. I'll get in so. You need a ride from the airport? Huh?
Isn't that the nice thing to do, Nate?
Oh, it was amazing.
I'm not involved in this.
I'm
not involved in this. I'm not.
Would you like me to send you a picture of
a picture
of you sitting right behind the bench? Because that's what y'all did like last year when I was at the game. I was getting you guys right. I could have done that.
Nathan, he was at the same basketball game I was at last night and had no idea that he was there.
It was 15th birthday, man. I was worn out.
That's kind of awesome.
So then
your boy was.
Hey, it's Buzz City.
So I tell Becky,
I was blown out.
No need to pick me up from Omaha. Jay's gonna pick me up. She's like, amazing. Tell him thank you. Wait, why? Why is that happening? Oh, Jay's gonna pick me up, and then so I'm on the plane texting her like he said he was gonna pick me up. I think maybe he's taking another flight and he'll get there somewhere around the same time. And I look up, and who strolling in, owning a damn plane with like fans. That's Jay Foreman. That's Jay Foreman. That is Jay Foreman.
I don't know about that.
Hey Jay, we're gonna win Saturday. Like this is just him sprinting. Like he pulled the old O.J. Simpson to get.
Hey Nate, the brother was running through that airport. You understand me? Hey, I didn't know I had it in me, man. I was like, hey, I'm out. I jumped over this lady and I was like, what group you in? She said 7. I was like, well, I'm 5. I'm out. I was like, I'm getting in front of you. I got to sit down.
As they used to say in the old Hearst commercial, go, Jay, go.
I was rolling.
So I had my camera out and I'm taking pictures of him like strolling through. And he's sitting like one row away from me. So it was there. I'm like, okay, this is how we're going to do it. This is fine. A big part of today's show, one, we'll have an old mentor of mine, Tony McGee, one of the great pass rushers in NFL history, will join us here shortly. But then at 5 o'clock, BRYCE McGOWENS will join us. BRYCE McGOWENS was like, he's like, well, how come you don't have me on the show anymore? You're busy.
Yeah, I don't think he realizes that
you're
what it's like being a professional athlete.
You're busy, and then he goes,
he's only like 19. Dude's still a little younger,
right? And I'm like, so when do you want to come on? He goes, literally anytime. He goes, because that's my good window. Unless it's a game night, like that's a good window because it's 6 o'clock, Eastern time. He's good. He's good. So he's gonna call, let us know, and then I ran into Trey McGowens, who was there watching his brother. Trey is getting ready, working out for the G League draft, which is next week. And his prospects are good. I talked to a couple of scouts that were talking about him as well. So he's in a pretty good spot and will probably be on somebody's roster within the next 2 weeks or so. We both watched Bryce. Jay, I'll ask you, what did you see in young McGowen's and the Hornets? Because I think the roster speaks a lot for his place.
Yeah, I mean, he, I always felt like he had like NBA game, and just need to get, physically, stronger and mature, and that just comes with time and work, and he looks, thicker, so that lets me know he's been working at it. The natural like thickness and broadness will come just over, time of getting a little bit older. He did well. I think his length on the defensive end was good. He's quick. He could guard. I think what he's getting used to is that, he played really good defense on Kyle Kuzma, but he's 6'10", and he pulled up and hit like an 18-footer, and then Bryce did really good against him after that, and he didn't get a lot of shots just because one, he's a rookie, so you saw guys, I call it icing him out, where they would look at Bryce and Bryce would be wide open, then he'd pass it to somebody that wasn't even close to open because they thought they could get the ball back from like I call them mid-level veterans, guys that are probably battling Bryce for being on the bench or, maybe possibly G League. So, but the thing he did was, he had a steal or two and got in there on the boards and ran the break pretty well. The biggest thing is I look for, he looked like he fit in, as far as like when he came in, he was playing serious minutes. I think he played the last 6 minutes in that first half, played the last like 4 or 5 minutes in the third quarter, and played more in the fourth quarter. So listen, he's getting real minutes. Right?
17 minutes last night.
Yeah, he's getting real minutes.
Third and fourth quarter. Like this was like, here we go, bro. Let's get it.
Yeah, when they were in, he came in and they were getting beat, and then he got it. He was a part of them making a run to come back and get it within striking distance going in the half, and they end up pulling away in the second half. I think the team that's constructed, especially with obviously with the legal issues with Miles Bridges, they lost a big fella in the middle. What's his name? He always dunks and stuff. He's from South Carolina.
Yeah.
Montrezl Harrell, they lost him. That's huge for them because it puts a lot more onus on Plumlee play, and he's a little bit longer in the tooth. So, but the biggest problem is that they got really, really ball heavy guards. LaMelo Ball, Boatwright, their backup is a they dribble the ball a lot. And then their best player is Terry Rozier, who could, he scored 28, 30 points, didn't even look like it, he was breaking a sweat. They had some other pieces that were hurt, but Bryce will fit in there. He'll make his way, and you just gotta be patient, which is good for him, but then also is probably frustrating because I know that he knows he can play. And his time will come.
Let's I think we'll have plenty of time. We can ask him about it at 5 o'clock, but we'll go to break early here now. So I can bring on one of my mentors. I can bring on one of my favorite people. He welcomed me into this profession and helped me elevate, and I'm always appreciative when he makes time for us. But one of the unofficial sack leaders in NFL history, and one of the best people in and around the NFL, Tony McGee, Mac the Sack, will join us here on Old School when we come back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
James Enterprise Incorporated, that company that hauls your gravel, rocks, and material for your farm or construction site, says thank you to the people of the healthcare community for putting yourself in the way of danger to save the public. That is what it means to be a hero and to build a beautiful legacy. This message brought to you by James Enterprise Incorporated. For all your hauling of rock, gravel, and materials, call them at 402-432-6740. That's 402-432-6740.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 27th Street.
Life-changing research doesn't just take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you could earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight stays may be required. To learn more, call Solarion at 866-213-2965 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Old School, 93.7 The Ticket. Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman is here. Nathan Brennan running the mothership. Nathan, this man deserves an intro. Can you hit this man's, we got to make a statement with this one.
And a rookie, Tony McGee, number 71 from Bishop College in Texas, became a starter and kept the job for the rest of the year. Tony McGee, number 71, had a fine sophomore season on the young, rebuilt defensive line.
When they didn't get the passer, number 78, Tony McGee did. Defensive pressure created opportunities that helped spur the Redskins' late-season push to the playoffs.
Let's bring him in. He's a mentor. He's a friend. He's family. I love this dude to pieces. Tony McGee, what's happening, Tony?
DP, man, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you.
Man, congratulations, first of all, on all you accomplished, man. But I knew it anyway when I first met you, that you was that person that was going to do the great things you're doing, man. So I'm proud of you. We old people are proud of you young people.
All right, you're not gonna make me cry here, bro. You're not gonna make me. So for listeners to understand that this young kid who was curious about sports, and I was around it. Tony was the first one to put his arm around me and say, "Come on, close, come sit with me, be in this space," and more importantly, said that I belonged in the space. And for somebody outside the game to be welcomed in by somebody, and we all need the great cosign. Well, here he is in his magnificence. And not only the playing career that we'll talk about, but we'll also talk about the fact that, owning your own television show in Washington, D.C. for over 30 years and your job currently in manning the sidelines there at FedEx Field. And then, part of the other story that Jay Foreman wants to talk about with the Black 14. But let's start about, back. Let's go back. When did you know that the NFL was going to be a part of your life and that you belonged?
Maybe one day in my sophomore, junior year, I think in college, someone told me. That was after the Wyoming situation, which we'll talk about that later. But I never really went to college to play football. I went for education. My father had died the year before when I was a junior. My mother was my sister already was at the University of Michigan. I was trying to get in school. So getting a scholarship was what really was important to me because I needed the education. So I never really went into it thinking that I'd get an opportunity to play pro ball. I did not know that until late into my junior year after we had been put off the team in Wyoming, that there was a lot of people interested. And so when I went to Bishop my senior year, I played in 9 games there. Had a real good year. I had like 109 tackles, and I made Black College All-American, and went to the Chicago game where they had the 46 best players in the country. And that's when I started to realize that I had opportunity. But I never took it for granted because I always knew there was a lot of good guys up there. So to answer your question, it really wasn't until after my senior year that I realized people wanted me.
Tony, you mentioned, about being the Wyoming 14. Obviously, my dad, the story goes that, his class with himself, Reuben Carter, Dominic Raiola's dad were the first in 1968 to go, and obviously go down to the University of Miami. So I remember talking to my grandfather about it when I was kind of coming up to pick colleges, and my grandmother, how she was so scared for, my dad to, leave DC and go down there. But then you were up in Wyoming, which is obviously way different than being, obviously down south or even DC. But the biggest thing is talk about the courage it took. And I don't think young kids really realize. I was blessed to have my daddy talk to me about it. That was one of the big motivating things for me to always push myself through any hard times I had in college. But talk about the courage it took to, one, be at Wyoming, be part of a successful team 4-0, but then also be willing to take a stand and be willing to put yourself, I guess, interests or football interests to the side for something bigger than that. Just talk about the courage, and then talk about the courage also to go to another college, even though if it was kind of forced, but still to start over essentially, knowing they were really watching or maybe try to put a black cloud over your name, which obviously couldn't last long because your character and play was next level.
Well, it did really, and I tell you, but I was going to mention that the Chicago Tribune All-Star game, I had a person from the Chicago Bear personnel, because they had drafted me in the 3rd round, come and told me, Tony, you just go on and play ball. We all know you can play ball, but we're lucky that we got you because you were going 1st round to the Rams until they called University of Wyoming, and they indicated I was a main troublemaker. So I ended up getting drafted. They drafted Jackie Youngblood, and I got drafted in the 3rd round. Well, that's all good because I didn't even know if I was going to get drafted, because what transpired is when you went to the University of Wyoming, you always found out about playing BYU at that time.
Right.
It always was negative. I can remember the last game I played on the field, a guy jumped into the back of my leg. I told the official, he told me to shut up and play ball. They told us when we got there that we couldn't go up into the Church of the Latter-day Saints for the simple reason we were black, never could rise to the higher echelon. A man was the reasoning, but they just said we couldn't go out the best. And then when you played them, it always was a dirty game and everything. And even our own coaches, even our own other players. I remember one player, other than the other black players, that when they told me to shut up and play ball, they said they whipped me. And this was Larry Nails. I even say his name, and he was one of the greatest players on the team. But when we went in there, what happened was the Black Student Alliance had heard about all this, and they had heard about how Brigham Young thought about African-American people. Therefore, they wanted to do something to show at homecoming that we are aware of this and we're protesting the way they treated black people over the years. Well, they knew we were having a good year. The Sugar Bowl had just called and said if we win 1 more, 2 more games, that we'd be in the Sugar Bowl. And I was personally having a good game. I had 11 sacks in 4 games. I had 7 against Air Force. So I was really rolling there. And so it was a big problem that we had to look at, and we would have to, as you said, sacrifice. So what we did, a few of us went to the meeting. They asked us would we be a part of a protest, which we know we couldn't do that, but they said, well, would you wear black armbands? I said, well, what we'll do is go back to the rest of the 14 and give them an opportunity to say if they want to wear them or not. But we began with our married players. We told them, look, we have a coach named Coach Eaton, as you guys know, and he's the kind of guy that he's hot-headed. He's going to lose his mind when this goes on. So you guys shouldn't be involved with it if you don't want to because you have wives. Well, everybody stayed anyway, so we went over there and we said, well, let's do this. Let's go over and show him the armband. And the last thing we said that if he objects, we will play the game and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Well, we walked over to the stadium as soon as we got in the door. First he made us wait, and then he came out and said, I'm going to save all of you a lot of time and breath. As of this moment, you're no longer a Wyoming Cowboy. And I want to see you in the field house. He took us in the field house, ranted and raved at us for 2 hours, told us none of you, half of you don't know who your parents are. I picked up you off the street picking up cigarette butts, Tony McGee. Half of you don't even know where you are. Go home, go back to the black colleges of the world. You know I'm not going to have this. And if anybody tried to speak, he told me to shut up. Now, this is our coach. So they put us off the team. Now, they weren't the only wrong ones because the Black Student Alliance who approached us told us, look, we know you're taking a chance on this, so we have schools lined up waiting for you guys. Well, that wasn't true either. So it turned down to after I got put off, I'm a guy, and all 14 of those players, out of all 14 of them, we had at least 8 to 10 that could go pro. All of us were out, had nothing to do. We had to try to get away from that school because we got death threats and everything. And I got one opportunity through one of the Black 14. His name was Jerry Berry. He was going back down to Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's where he lived. And then he was going to go over to Dallas to a small college called Bishop College. And I remember the coach, not only, he took me sight unseen and gave me a full ride. So, you know, when I look at that whole thing, right now, what you really need to know is the justice is being served right now. We had our 50th anniversary a few years ago. You have you look on our website, black14.net. What has happened in the last 3 years? The Jesus Latter-day Saints, the individuals we were fighting, they have come to us and they're giving us 36 trucks. On each of the 36 trucks, what we can take and go into our communities, the underserved communities, and feed people, since food is really very important. Each truck had 40 tons of food on it. So for the last 2 or 3 years, we've been going around helping people all over the country due to what the Latter-day Saints did. So what I did, and I said that for one reason. I can't tell you the whole story, but I will sometime try to get it to you guys. But at the same time, it's a story that has finally worked out where justice was served. And I'm saying literally and figuratively. And the thing that's important about that, yes, they did a lot of things for us. A lot of people suffer. But right now, we're working together to help a lot of other people.
Tony, that's we're talking to Tony McGee, part of the Black 14 at Wyoming. Also, you know, one of the unofficial sack leaders in the NFL, owner of his own television show, still representative of the Washington Commanders, and handling the conversations, the difficult conversations in this space. A lot of the history of the NFL and college football, I learned sitting next to Tony, just listening to stories, and it moves everything. I got a text a few months ago, and it mentioned Jay's dad and Tony McGee. And I'm like, wait a minute. All right, Tony, tell me, when I say the name Chuck Foreman, what comes to mind?
Chucky Foreman, Chucky Superstar. And I tell you what, Chucky was one of the first ones, and I'll tell you why I say that. You know, I got the privilege to say it now because I've been around the league so long. But he was the first runner. He may not have been as fast, but he had to move somewhat similar to Gale Ferris.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he could cut on a dime. He could make the big break. He could catch the ball. He could do it. And he came to, the thing is, I was in New England And when he left the Vikings, he came to New England, and that's what we started calling Chucky Superstar, because he was a superstar.
That's big right there, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
And I tell you what,
he talks
he
highly
was one
of
of
you,
the first ones, and that's your father, Jay?
Yeah, that's my dad, man. I claim him every day of the week.
Hey, he's the real deal. He was the real deal, and we enjoyed having that. We had good fun, and I always remember when he came, because I had watched him for years, ran after him a couple of times, so it was a pleasure to have him on my side.
Tony, who was the better dresser? Because I've got a picture of you and I got a picture of him side by side. I know both of y'all put a lot of time in the afro and the wardrobe. Who was the better dresser?
I'm going to say the same thing he would have said. If it's him, if you ask him, he's going to say him. If it's me, I'm going to say me.
That's how that works. Hey, Tony, the conversation now about the league is the curiosity about how quarterbacks should be touched, sacked, thrown around. You played in the day where there were basically no rules to how you sacked a quarterback. As you watch today's game, how do you think about it? What do you think the right way of handling this is? What's the next direction for the NFL and how defensive linemen are allowed to hit, touch, tackle quarterbacks?
Not just defensive linemen. They've made it where defensive backs have a hard time covering. Linebackers have to get in the middle zone, and they can't touch anybody coming across there. I remember when I played, if you came across the middle zone, you got a forearm in the face. Mm-hmm. See, they've made that not happen. And with the defensive linemen, that was ridiculous what happened last week. Nobody is important enough, not even the GOAT, where he can have them to call a pass on interference where it wasn't. And then we see the same thing happen again. They did all of this, and he was on the show with me when they started doing it.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted a product. That's the thing. They want a product that people would buy. They knew the defense would win championships, but offense sells tickets. Mm-hmm. So they wanted to make sure that these individuals would be successful. So they did it at the price of defensive players. I think they have to change it back, though, because now they're making it where if a defensive player I've seen so many plays where offensive player push off, a defensive player touching, he got a defensive penalty. I know you want scoring, but we want fairness as well. But I look at the whole game, D, and you've been around it a while. It's changed so much. And Jay, you know it because you around with your father. Yeah. It's changed so much that it's ridiculous. And, I used to sit back and listen to the older players because, you think about the generations. I played with all the way back with Gail Saris and Dick Butkus and Jay's father all the way up to Darryl Green and Charles Mann and all of them here. And I've seen so much change within the game. But the one thing about it is you as a player, you have to have your own game within a game. They may not change the defense, but you have to figure a way to defeat what they're doing to you. And I always felt like you had 4 moves. And you take all of them look to start the same, but each one of them ends different. And then the last one is always your bread and butter move. All players are going to have to start doing that. You just can't run out there and run into people anymore. You just can't run out there and not contain the quarterback. You have to go out there because they want these teams to score, and they're going to give them an opportunity. In the future, though, we are getting such good defensive players that I look at some of these young defensive linemen, and they taking over games. So now you're getting a caliber of player, and they're that way for the simple aspect that the NFL have made them be that way. You can't just be average anymore and play defensive line. You can't be average and play defensive back. We all knew you couldn't be average within the NFL, but at the same time, now it's a little bit harder for the defense.
Tony, I admire you. I appreciate you. Everything that I am now, your handprints and fingerprints are on. And
my man, that's just nice for you to say, but it's not that. You did your own work. I watched you work. I watched you the way you came through the different places you worked, even when you was at that Top Chef restaurant down in Washington, D.C.
Yes, sir.
I watched you, man, and you work your way through it. Then you're in Colorado. You're doing your thing. Wherever you've gone, you've done well. And I can remember the first night that I knew you had the the opportunity to do things. And one night, you and I met over Gary Clark's house, and we were talking about different ways of marketing. You two young men had so many ideas that I have utilized on the show over 38 years. I tell you what, you still have good ideas. You keep going forward, because you'll be on the phone one day with some individuals. They're going to say, you guys made them. And that's what we have to do. We got to pass it back, keep it going.
Sir, I appreciate you so much. I'll ask you to do this again, because there's so much more to Tony McGee than what we just talked about. I'm going to bug you and have you come back again and break it down for us. You are a great ambassador to the game, and you're a great man, and I love you to pieces. I appreciate you, Tony McGee.
You as well, man. And look here, I've started a podcast, and it's on YouTube in a minute, and we got the show. I want both of you guys, make sure you get back in touch with me, D, so I can set it up. We're doing them virtually, so I can set them up and get your guys on both of them.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Sir, that is
Jay, nice meeting you, man.
Oh, you know it's all good. Once I get, I know I'm hitting you up once I come back. Once I come back out there to DC, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you.
All right, man.
Hey, you guys take care of yourself.
Thank you, Tony.
Get in touch with me, D.
Yes, sir. That is Tony McGee, Bears, Redskins, Patriots, Super Bowl champion. All around good dude. Throw it to break. More Old School when we come back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for mechanics of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package, along with paid time off within just 60 days of employment, as well as a 401k and a boot and clothing allowance. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmarkimp.com/careers or contact Deanna 402-310-7561 or email careers@landmarkimp.com. That's landmarkimp.com. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
A good game with good friends. But isn't it time to up the score when it comes to the food? Wings and Rings is here for every football fan. Catch the game on one of their big screens or snag a tailgate pack to go. They're cranking up the heat and throwing in mad flavor this season. Stop by your locally owned Wings and Rings on O Street, Meridian Park, or 48th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village, or grab some crave-worthy Wings and Rings to go. Make them your go-to destination to watch your team bring home the win. Wings and Rings. Game time just got better.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals. Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smooth. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to old school.
We're going to have you wearing an African medallion here pretty soon, Nate.
Yep, we'll get him in.
You're going to be listening to Public Enema.
You don't know about Public Enemy.
I know Public Enemy.
Enemy?
Yeah. My dad had
How the name is that for a
Public
band?
Enemy on the CD. I'm pretty sure I still have it. He gave it to me.
You did?
Yeah.
You need to say that. It'd be a classic.
My dad saw Public Enemy in live too.
Dang,
no
for
doubt.
real? You went to the concert?
Yeah.
I have no doubts. Okay, so this is what we're gonna.
Your dad got some soul. He got some cojones.
This is what we're gonna do. Of course, I got a chance to speak to some Georgetown Hoyas on Saturday in Rutgers, and Jay Foreman, as I told Edwin Thompson that you.
Oh yeah.
The hand delivery of
The
the
Hoyas.
sweet Hoyas.
Hey Nate, do you know what Hoya paranoia is?
No.
Yeah, that's what we need to get the basketball coaches to start talking. Hoya paranoia. The Hoyas used to have people so paranoid because they had nothing but brothers on there.
Angry brothers.
And they were fighting been the Big East.
Angry brothers. Yeah, they frowned. They frowned at the opening tip.
No, no shaking hands, no nothing. Nike came out with some Hoyas.
Yeah. Oh, the real gear. Yeah. The gear. So, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna throw the break, get the ID in, because on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, we've got buckets. We got a score. We're gonna have Bryce McGowen's on this show.
That's his nickname, Bryce Buckets McGowan.
Yeah, let's go on and do that. We'll throw the break. We'll come back. It was number 5. Now he's number 7. Bryce McGowen's.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that, options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more, or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Registration is now open for winter sports leagues for adult basketball and youth basketball through Lincoln Parks and Rec. Adult kickball and volleyball registration are also open. Competitive and recreational leagues are available, so whether you're an athlete, a former athlete, or a wannabe athlete, there's a league for you. Plus, check out their paid opportunities for officials and referees. Contact Lincoln Parks and Rec to learn more, or head to teamsideline.com/LincolnNE before October 16th to register your team. That's teamsideline.com/LincolnNE.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We are built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
This is Dan Friedman. Between 2010 and 2019, distracted driving caused more than 40,000 car crashes in Nebraska, resulting in over 14,000 severe injuries and deaths. Please keep your eyes on the road. If you have a smartphone, put it away while you're behind the wheel. It will help keep our community safe and secure. This message is brought to you by Friedman Law Offices, helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Find us at friedmanlaw.com today.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and things are cooking here in Louisville. We are really hitting on all cylinders right now, and deals are off the charts. We've got a lot more new 2022 and 2023 Chevrolet and GMC inventory than we've had in a long time. So make sure you check us out online, or do even better, stop on in the store and let us show you one in person. Our pre-owned lot is plumb full, so take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, so much. Good first hour. And we have brought in talent. We've got a score. 402-464-5685. If you've got questions, comments, gonna get them in for our next guest. Gonna get them in. He's on the Honda Lincoln hotline. Jay Foreman, tell us. Tell them about the Mercado.
Mercado, certified Piedmontese, 84th and Havelock. Butcher shop, special ingredients. They have their own spices, own sauces, seafood, pasta, take-home meals. What else? I mean, they got everything. Well, they got obviously dessert, sorbet. I'm gonna keep talking about sorbet because it was so good. And then the restaurant is first class as well. So we appreciate their support.
Nathan Brennan, if you would please.
McGowen's lines up a three and connect. McGowen's up top for a triple. In the NBA. Oh, my goodness. Bryce McGowen. Up and under move. Sweet. I like that move. Little step back. I like that move. Bang, 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 bang.
That's what we're going to call him from now on. That's what we're going to call him from now on. Bang, 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 bang. Let's bring in the former Husker. Let's bring in the Charlotte Hornets, Bryce McGowen. B, thank you for doing this, man. What's happening?
Man, what's up? How y'all doing?
We're good, man. We're proud of you. We are proud of you.
Yes, sir. Nah, thank y'all for having me on. It's always great, getting back with you guys, and just chopping it up and talking good stuff.
Listen, I had to catch myself a couple of times last night because I was listening to the Hornets coaching staff coach you up. And I have to ask you, if you noticed that they're coaching you differently. They were coaching you one-on-one while you were in the game. And that's something that I noticed because that means you've connected, you've landed, and they're buying in.
Yeah. Well, I was first and foremost say, they started off, just I would say drafting up for me. So, that starts off with, I feel like a lot of trust, they put in me. I guess you could say, they see a lot in me. They think I have a bright future. So I would say, drafting up for me, it meant a lot, coming in. and really just since summer league, and then just training camp, and now preseason, they've definitely been in my ear a lot, helping me, guiding me throughout this this long journey, hopefully. So yeah, just them being able to coach me one-on-one, and me being able to show attention to detail, it means a lot.
Hey, Bryce, man, this is Jay. I didn't get to come down and check you out last night. I mean, I was at the game. I didn't get to run into you, but when you're a rookie and learning, the game is different. But your game, from my perspective, you fit in well. You don't look out of place. What's the biggest thing you, I guess, learned or was a little bit of a shock, going from college to the NBA? I know the size of the guys, but just about the is it the pace of the game, the skill set, or just everybody's good 1 through 12 to 14 in the preseason?
Yeah, I feel like all rosters, is really no slack. These are the best players in the world. So just being able to go against them every night, it's amazing. But I would probably say just the pace, consistent pace.
Right. Yeah.
In college, it was definitely pace, but
not like that, right?
Pace is guys coming at your neck every possession, every play. So probably just consistent pace and physicality of the game.
Well, the physicality part has been talked about, but what Nebraska fans may not know has been going on was to watch you be put into the game with a defensive priority. And your work last night against Coos, man, listen, the 17 minutes spoke loudly that they were counting on you and trusted you to play defense at a high level against an elite scorer.
Yeah, right. So I would say, like, coming in to, the league, a lot of people, question my defense, but which I know I always had it. I know it was, always in me, but I would say, I've been taking pride in that since I've been here, and just being able to, show my defensive ability. You saw last night, DP coming in the game, getting on the boards, starting off getting on the boards, and then getting stops on defense, which later rolled into a charge call that I got. So really just doubling down on defense, staying locked in, and I feel like on defensive end, if I take care of defense, everything will come offensively because I feel like I already have that in my game. So.
Hey, Bryce, for me, when I went to the NFL, when I stepped on the field and went against Marshall Faulk, I was like, dang, like it's got to be on, right? I first of all, I ain't trying to get my ankles broke, but two, I got to gain some respect. Who's the guy? You know what I mean? You know how it is, Bryce, right? You got to let them know you here, right? So who's the player that when you've either got to face or kind of saw it, in this early preseason for you, or maybe even the summer league, you like, yeah, it's good to be out here on the court with them and you belong?
Really, I would say my teammate, Melo Ball.
Yeah.
Coming in as a rookie, you grow. I would say you grow up looking at and watching their games, and just being able to step on the floor with a all-star player, and playing pickup during the summer, and really just getting after it and talking to him. It felt good being out there, being able to compete, get after it. So I would say him. But I was kind of sick yesterday because my favorite player is Bradley Beal, and we were supposed to, but he had COVID, so that killed me yesterday.
I knew that. Like, I didn't even talk to you about that, but I knew when they said that Beal wasn't playing, I'm like, oh man, Bryce was his one.
Man, I said because I thought like he wasn't gonna play just because it's preseason, so I was like, all right, he might not, but I was like, Beal playing today, and then it was he got COVID, man. I was hot.
We're talking to BRYCE MCGOWENS and following his journey and this path of his. How often, or have you stopped and thought, man, I'm really living my dream right now. This NBA thing is real.
Yeah, I would say it comes in like different phases. Like different phases of the day, different phases of the month, different phases of my timeline so far. Starting out at summer league, it really never hit me. I just came in, just try to prove myself and just, take care of what I had to. And then once everything started to slow down and you started getting with the team and being around and, see what the NBA life was about, that's when, I stopped, sat down, and really, really thought about everything and, my future in this league and, how far I've came and what's next. So, it just comes in all types of different phases where, I sit down and just thank God for, really the blessings that he's put upon me. So, yeah.
Hey, Bryce, man, seeing you last night, you look like you've been in the weight room, bro. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to give you. I want to give you your but Bryce, now listen here. Now, hey, I'm 6'3", 250. I still jack your little butt up, but I want to let you know. I want you to talk about what you've done, because look, man, we were just talking about this. Everybody sees Bryce in the NBA. I'm like, hey man, my man still he can't even really get in the club. He ain't supposed to, right? But I know you could get in. But you know what I mean by technicality. But when I saw your body, man, I'm like, man, this dude is on his game, right? And talk about the process of say, okay, this is what I got to work on, and this is how it's going to benefit me, and then talk about the added. I mean, your shoulders and stuff look good, man. You know what I mean? You look good. You know what I mean? You look really good. So I wanted to tell you that. But talk about how that's also helped your game too. And is it giving you a little bit more confidence? I know you're a confident player, but I'm saying like going in there and seeing. I mean, because some of them NBA players are big on the sneak. So now that you got some more size on you, you can go in there and bang with them boys.
Yeah, I feel like over this off season, I took a lot of pride in getting in the weight room, gaining weight, putting the right stuff in my body. And, I have a chef. So, just getting my chef and, our nutrition guy together and to be able to put on the weight. So, and then the weight just made me feel good because, it just gives me a, all around, I feel like boost to my game, makes it quicker, faster, jump higher, be able to absorb those bumps and finish through contact, which I feel like I've been doing pretty good lately. So I definitely feel it. I feel it on me. When in college, I ain't necessarily have that. So, it definitely gives me another level of confidence.
We were there was a moment last night where I was picking on Bryce. He was in the huddle, and he wasn't in the game at the time. But I had gone. I'm like, okay. So I pulled out Bryce's jersey and held it up. And I knew Bryce, like he was trying to stay serious, but he couldn't resist, and the smile broke. I tell you, that was one of my favorite moments last night because I just knew, like, why is he messing with me right now? You get all of this, like you get how special and unique this experience is. There's like the nth percentage of basketball players in the country get to do what you're currently doing, and you get a payoff for the work that you've done. How proud are you? And more importantly, how proud are mom and dad? Like, that's got to be crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to start off by, I know my parents are definitely happy. Just they've been pushing me to, get here my whole life. And, now that I'm here, now that, they see like all the hard work, all the lectures they done gave me,
right?
They paid off. And same with my brother. My brother being able to find a team and having two sons and both of them trying to live their dream. I don't know if my parents could be any happier at this moment. But, and then me really just, man, I don't know where to start, but I ain't gonna make it long, but just growing up, I always knew I wanted to be here. A lot of long nights, early mornings.
Let me ask you though, Bryce. Let me ask you. The real interesting thing is the way your family has rallied and supported you. You and Trey might not be, probably won't be the only professional basketball players in the family.
Oh yeah, that little one coming. The little one coming. My little sister, she's definitely the one. So she's coming up, but I see it's a lot of potential in her also. So yeah, she definitely coming up, and anytime we can, we spoiling the little sister for sure. Me and Trey always think that.
Jay, she
I
can
know
go.
she could ball, man.
She can go.
Hey, Bryce, man, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I'm happy for you. You know, you really you're a good influence on my little knucklehead Grant. And but you know, the only advice I give to you, man, just keep working at it. Be patient, be humble, but be fierce. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And enjoy it, man. And you got a good team around you. You got your family. You got your brothers. Stay focused, man. And the sky's the limit, man. Because I mean, I'm gonna tell you what. When I watched that game last night, one of the biggest things I always look for is, even in football, you know, do you look out of place, man? And you fit right in, man. I can tell you this right now.
Yes, sir,
When you stepped on the court, you know, there was no hesitation, you know, and I was happy for you. And my daughters and stuff were excited to see you and stuff. So you got plenty of support. And I'll tell you this, in the off season, once you don't have to, you know, watch your weight, I got a place I'm gonna take you in East Charlotte during the daytime.
Right.
Hey, Bryce,
Yes,
during the day, yeah. During the day,
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna bring you to one of my little local spots. I got the hood pass still, so we'll be good. So I'll drive and stuff like that, and I'm gonna take you to a spot, and show you a little bit of what I know about Charlotte, man.
I say that.
Yeah.
Well, that was my home for a long time, and I was laughing because, I was working the building, and I'm like, okay, well, I got to be kind, and I look up, and here comes Trey. Now Trey looks fantastic. Looks like he's been putting in work. Tell us what you can tell us about Trey's basketball situation.
Well, first off, I'm very proud of Trey. He's been here in Charlotte also just working out, getting his body right, getting his game right. But so the G League draft is coming up. So he will be in that, and we'll be waiting on where his future starts and his next steps. So we kind of have an idea, but I don't know if it's gonna be so public right now. But
no, he's got possibilities, and he's got folks who have reached out, and it's amazing, right? That to watch him work.
Yes, sir.
He looks good, and it was good to see y'all. Folks haven't jump on social media. You can see the video of us just kind of hanging out. It made my weekend. I had a great weekend, but that made it even that much more special. I appreciate you making time for the old dude when he comes to town. It means the world for you to make time.
Yes, sir.
Question for you: have you had much engagement with the owner?
Mitch.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Michael?
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't MJ yet.
See, I need that text.
Hopefully soon, though. But yeah.
Yeah, I need that text that, hey, like MJ finally showed up and we can get it in. I've known Mitch Kupchak since he was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
A teenager. Knows the game, loves the people in the game. Do you pay any attention to the numbers count, or are you just getting your work in? Like, you don't look down the roster and go, okay, this is how many people are here and this is how many stay. You just want to play basketball for the Hornets.
Man, I would say, I just really, I've been the same way my whole life. Whatever the situation is, keep my head down, keep working, and trusting in God that, everything will be, everything will be all right. So I don't really pay attention to it, but at the same time, I kind of have a feel and insight for everything. So, but my main thing is just keep the main thing, and God to take care of the rest. So
I love that you just said that. Keeping the main thing. It is a common thing that gets lost, and it just gives me faith. Again, congratulations to the family. Congratulations to you, Jay. What do you got, man?
Hey, congratulations, man.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm gonna body your little butt up when I see you down there at Speedway. Now I know you there. Now you know there. I'm gonna get after you and Trey. You guys said you guys used to play football, so we about to see. That's when you're gonna be going to next level training, man. It'd be 2 minutes. Hey, Bryce, it'd be 2 minutes of help, because after that, I'm done. Hey, man, be good, man. We appreciate you coming on, man, and keep balling.
Yes, sir, man. Thank y'all so much for having me. I'll be Glad to get on anytime, man.
Well,
It's a blessing to be here with y'all today.
I'm taking you for your word. You said anytime, bro. We're going to be regular. Hit them with them 3 words, Bryce McGOWENS.
Go Big Red.
Attaboy. Love you to death, man. Stay good. That's Bryce McGOWENS. Yeah, man. Good stuff all the way around. We'll go to break. Good to hear the young man in full.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, he didn't look out of place. He looked good. Looked really good. You know, physically looked out there, looked confident. I mean, so that's huge for him to not just rest on his laurels, got drafted kind of, you know, close to home and kind of chill. He actually looked like he's ramped it up a little bit. And the defensive end is really good. Looks really good there, you know, off the board, run the break a little bit. I wish he could have got to do a little bit more, but, you know, he's got to just kind of wait his turn. You know, in my opinion, I think he's already ahead of some guys, but, you know, the NBA is a little different in how they kind of do their thing. But, yeah, he's got a bright future ahead of him, man. I mean, that's no joke. He can
17 minutes, and the fact that it was defensive based is what I mean for him on the boards.
He found his way. He took good shots, and I mean, he took some shots. I mean, it's the real deal, man.
And that explosive McGowan's thing still works.
Yeah,
like he hit the turbo button a couple times. You went, oh, okay.
There was a time that he actually looked like a wide receiver when he had to like kick it into 4th gear and run down somebody on defense. I was like, oh, okay, Bryce, I see you got a little speed to you,
young sir. But we have the jersey. It's going up on the wall here in the station, and I'm sure.
Did you DP? Did you know something though? Nate Brennan informed me during the break that he could touch the rim in high school. That's right. That's something that he actually was braggadocious about. He said, I could touch the rim in high school because
but you couldn't dunk.
No,
he could touch the rim.
Pretty impressive, huh?
Could you dribble it without kicking it off your foot?
No, that's the thing is like, well, I was okay at dribbling, I guess, but I can't go left. So they figured me out pretty quick.
You couldn't dribble.
They figured me out pretty quick.
Right? Like, what is he?
Dribbling is not.
Take it right.
I only could dribble with my right hand. So, but otherwise, I wasn't very good.
You know, otherwise, I wasn't there. I will throw the break. I want to talk a little Major League Baseball, and I want to talk about the upcoming game against Purdue. Lots to talk about here with Jay Foreman, Nathan Brennan. I'm DP. This is Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Your high school football coverage rolls on right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainer. Join me this week from Seacrest Field for 2 games. On Thursday, we get our first look at Millard West as they travel to Lincoln to face off against Lincoln Southwest. The Silverhawks look to get their 7th win of the season on Thursday, which would be the most wins for Lincoln Southwest in a single season since 2018. On Friday at 7 p.m., it's Lincoln North Star and Lincoln East squaring off. The Spartans still have some work to do to solidify themselves in the playoffs, while the Gators are on the outside looking in. Make sure you tune in this Thursday and Friday for all your Week 8 high school football action right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 27th Street.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
We have to learn from what's happening right now. Frost waded into this with a formula system that didn't work. Now, there were coaches that were telling me that, but how do you know? How do you know? There was one coach in particular who said, Sipple, I don't know if you know this, but they just hired 2 coaches whose systems will not work in the Big Ten. And I said, oh, give me a break. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right so far.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
They might win, they might lose, but either way, you have something to say about it. Don't miss the Husker After Party postgame show immediately following every Nebraska football game. Nick Sainert and Jake Bachhoven give instant reaction, quotes from the players and coaches, and take all your phone calls with thoughts on the game. It's the Husker After Party postgame show, only on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sponsored by Action Plumbing and Heating, Gary Michaels Clothiers, and Brent Excavating.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Warm, windy conditions expected here for our Tuesday. We'll top out at 87. Southwest winds could gust over 25 to 30. Tonight we'll have a chance of thunderstorms rolling through late with a low down to 50. And behind our cold front, northwest winds tomorrow could gust over 35 with a high of 73. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We'll bring it back. Little Snoop. We're okay. Nathan, have you been paying attention to the playoffs?
I have. And unfortunately, one of my best friends is a Mets fan, and he has been.
Is he sad?
Very upset.
He is sad.
He is not a happy camper.
He is sad right now.
They spent a lot of money to lose in the wild card. I'll tell you that much.
Sad.
Yes.
That is. I rather enjoy watching the Padres, truth be told.
Yeah.
I'm so mad they got my dude, but look, we got the series you wanted. You got San Diego and LA.
Yeah.
You got the series you wanted. Like some people wanted, New York and LA. I was not a member of that. I know how much San Diego and LA dislike each other.
Yeah, they don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the
see a
fact.
fight.
Well, I'd only be happier if Tatis was playing.
I know. I was about to say the same thing.
Like if Tatis was playing, I'd be like, oh, this would be a great series. But San Diego pitching, well done. Well done. Seattle looks like they're off to a good start. First, 7-3.
Banged a homer.
Philly and Atlanta played game 1. Bryce Harper was everything Bryce Harper was supposed to be. 7-6.
Another
win.
one of your guys.
Good job, Nate.
Or no. No, DP's a Nationals guy.
I know. Good way to rub it in.
What do you mean?
It's so depressing.
Well, I guess he wasn't part of the World Series team, though, was
Yes,
he?
he was.
Was he?
Who, Harper? No, he was the
No,
reason
Harper.
why.
Soto was.
Harper was not. But Harper, like I was there the day Harper got drafted. Like it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And,
it was a huge deal.
Just to watch everything. And now the Nats are just terrible. And I'm like,
they're the modern day Montreal Expos.
Yeah, like it was
bad.
it was miserable. Like it was miserable. Like
all of them great players, and now they're that's the Montreal.
The
Expos
thing is,
back
though,
then.
as a Cubs fan, I will say DP's probably in the same boat. You'll take it because while everything did fall apart, you still did get a ring.
That's true.
You got a ring.
That makes it a little.
You
bit
did
better.
get a ring.
that was. I'm not sure which was the better night. The night the Caps won the Stanley Cup,
Oh, that
or
was
the
awesome,
night that the Nats won. Probably the Nats because of the way they did it, and the fact that it was against Houston. So I was super conflicted.
Oh yeah.
Oh, talk about it! Like I was super conflicted because I was living in Houston, and we would go to Astros games all the time, and we would run camps, right? So, you're down there with Altuve and George Springer, and you're Hank Bregman, and it's all good. They're your boys, and you go, but I can't root for you. I can't root for you this week. Like my bad. And then to have Washington win all 4 games in Houston.
Yeah. All road games.
Horrible.
Like all 4 games. Your thoughts, Yankees, Guardians.
This is gonna be a sweep.
I don't know. The thing is, and DP, you can elaborate on this too. Those wild card teams like the Guardians, the Phillies are becoming that team too. You just got to watch out for them. And it's just that weird thing in baseball. Like you got to look last year too. For example, wild card team wins it all.
They're all because they're already in playoff mode.
Right.
They had to finish the season to get in, and so they're already cutthroat.
Yeah, you see that in football too.
Yeah. Like they're cutthroat. Like they know how to play under pressure because they have. Think about it. The Dodgers haven't played a meaningful game in a month.
Maybe even
in a month, right? Right. It's been a while. Like for the Yankees, like you got to go through. When was the last time you played a game where every play mattered?
Right.
That's a good point, actually.
And so when you go through those, I mean, the Phillies, you go and they go to Atlanta and win
game 1
with like a day in between.
Yeah, you're in rhythm. You're in competitive mode.
So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Let me say this. I kind of want to see the Yankees and Dodgers.
Oh, I want to see it too.
Right? Like that's the series we kind of want to see.
Oh yeah.
At least once. Just that should be it.
Right? Like to go back, because my love for World Series goes back to Yankees Dodgers.
I mean, that would be must-see TV, and I ain't even really like a big baseball dude.
And that's the thing. I think growing the sport, if you're Major League Baseball, you absolutely want Dodgers Yankees.
You want Dodgers
You want it.
Yankees.
Absolutely.
Star factor.
And they got to perform.
Yeah.
Big markets. Oh yeah.
Oh well, because that's how it was built. Like
Well, I
you
mean,
had the
need
entire
Aaron
country.
You need Aaron Judge to bust one a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a part of me wants Houston so that there is a villain in the series.
Houston got their hands full with Seattle.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the Seattle team that hasn't been in the playoffs in forever.
Right.
This game is over.
Like this thing matters.
Broke the curse. Yeah.
Like this thing matters. So, and then the Guardians, look, you talk about teams that had to fight their way in, and most people who are not Guardian fans can't name 4 Guardians.
I know.
Like you really
seriously.
Right.
You got to call Mike Schaefer.
Right. Like, I mean, outside of people who are actually Cleveland fans, the rest of even baseball fanatics have to go deep to figure out who's on this roster. And they have star players and they've got tons of pitchers. But I think the lay baseball fan doesn't want to see Cleveland in the World Series.
No.
I mean,
I like honestly, with the current state of Major League Baseball, they need something that will have eyes on the television. And Dodgers Yankees is that.
Yeah, I mean
100%.
That's what it is. I got back in time and I did have enough time to look at some of the presser today from Nebraska football, and as they prepare for a Purdue team that comes in as almost 14-point favorite.
Yeah,
13 and a half.
13 and a half.
13 and a half. And is that a thing that can add value to the preparation week for Nebraska, Jay, or did you not pay attention to that stuff?
I didn't pay attention to it, but you know it. So yeah, it can add to it, but it can't be your only thing. It's got to be. We played like Dookie against these dudes last year.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing well. We have a chance to really, really stay on the good track. We feel confident about what we're doing. We worked hard. We put in all the work. Plus, nobody's giving us a chance, and it's disrespectful because it's not like Purdue is 5-0 or 6-0.
Right.
So then that can be it, and then you got to continue to ask yourself, like what you're watching, is that 14 points better than us? And it's probably not. No. So there's only one way to remedy that. But I think teams past, maybe I don't know, teams or coaches in the past, maybe we're waiting for people to give them respect because of what was written on paper. I think they were waiting for people to give them games because a lot of times Nebraska was favored and has a better looking roster. But in this game of football, the only way you get respect is you got to go take it. I mean, you do. I mean, that's the only way you're going to get respect. You got to go take it, and it's by force, and that's the only way you're going to get it. And it's not a game that where Nebraska is getting on the plane and going to West Lafayette and was like, man, we got to play the perfect game in order for us to even have a chance at the end. And this doesn't mean that we get on the plane, we 4 turnovers and play like Dookie.
Right.
But don't think that we got to go. We're not playing Alabama here. So Purdue's a good squad. They got some good players on offense. They got a more than capable offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
But then defensively, we need to play well, and then offensively, we need to get back to being on schedule and being more efficient and executing. We have got to get rid of, on the offensive side of the ball, the direct access to our quarterback getting hit at the rate that he is.
Yeah.
And it's one thing if Nate is blocking me and the quarterback holds on the ball too long and I get a hit on him, because that's generally is going to be not a ferocious hit. Another thing is if Nate's supposed to be blocking me and he allows me to run right past him, ask him for his Instagram, his social media accounts, and then go directly and hit the quarterback.
You're not an athlete.
Right.
The moment's too big.
Right. So those are Mr. Go 30. So those are the things that we have to do better and do better at. And then defensively, we need to, continue to play better up front. Linebackers, play fast and play together. Purdue's got a couple good players, but we have got to do a really good job. I know defensively, I'll say this: we got to do a good job or a great job against King Drew. Right? Seems like he's been there for like 50 years. Right?
Mhm.
It's like Aaron Kraft that played for the Ohio State Buckeyes basketball team. It's just like, dude,
just,
you had a
just
double,
stayed there.
Yeah, you just had a triple COVID year or something. You reclassified and played in high school and went back or something. Well, number one, we can't allow Purdue to be 3rd and 2, 3rd and 5, because they've gashed us for 5 or 6 yards off the get-go. We have got to shut down this run game. Even though it's not an explosive run game, we got to shut down this run game and allow us, to do some things that we want to do on the back end to give us a chance to be able to go make plays on the ball. We got to be aggressive, and we got to tackle well. So if they catch balls, we got to make them pay for it. And then offensively, we're really lucky that Graham is out, number 6, who's kind of like their hybrid linebacker, kind of JoJo Doman, kind of role, but he was a little bit, he was bigger than JoJo. He was longer, faster as well. He's out, right? So that's where Purdue's defense hasn't been as good as advertised coming into the season. Well, we need to take advantage of that. You saw Penn State be able to run the ball, right? You saw Syracuse to be a little bit of running the ball and timely quarterback runs. That means if you're nobody's open, their pass rush lanes, and they haven't been rushing the passer effective as they had in the years past. There's run lanes there to keep you ahead of the chains or to get you that first down. So we need to just take advantage of there, and we got to win special teams. This can't be a draw. We're better than them on special teams, so we need to have a distinct advantage coming out of the game, special teams, and everything else to take care of it. So if you don't give up nothing cheap and deep, and make them, earn it, and we do a really good job against the run game, we are putting the onus on the offense now and putting them in an advantageous position over and over and over to, score points. And that's where that's where if we, we do that, we'll be just fine no matter where we play with West Lafayette, Lincoln, or anywhere else.
How does this Nebraska team match up?
I think they match up well. I think, Jones, Aiden O'Connell and Jones, they're high school teammates. They're off to a great start, but, I like our matchups with them. You got to cover those dudes. You got to make plays. And I like our matchup in the middle of the field. I like our defensive line against them. We need to play better, or continue to play better, make some plays. And then, offensively, I think we match up. I think if we played our potential, I think we caused them a lot of problems with our skill positions. Now, what we have to do, like I said, which is going into this game, judging off the last game, the most important thing coming out of that game is the direct access to our quarterback or runner. That means we have to do a better job at the point of attack.
Just no free pass.
That's what direct access. That means you are essentially have a free subway card going right to hit the quarterback or right to hit the running back. And so the reason why is because it helps, like in the conventional run game, right? To be solid at the point of attack, solid at backside. So you're giving a runner like Anthony Grant with vision that he can make one cut and go versus him really having to work hard already before he gets to the line of scrimmage. Then what that allows you to do to add a little bit of play action game, a lot of work it allows you to work the middle of the field with Vokalek or Alante Brown or whoever the combination, that they have. And then you can go to the outside, obviously, with Trey and Washington, so forth and so on. And, Oliver Martin and all those guys. So it opens up everything, and it all starts with being steady. And so, they're going to do some things. Maybe they saw that Rutgers did, mix in some line stunts that go against the run, maybe some run blitzes. But you got to communicate well. And once that, that's what I think the biggest thing. I didn't like the communication at times. Just because the one with Corcoran and Yant. Those are two things you got to really hone in on. And I know they're coached well. So
how does that still happen?
It can happen. It can happen late in the season. I mean, look, man, there's been times where I play with guys that busted cover one. Okay. It's 2 games
you just
left.
Put your palms up like what?
Like, bro, like we are in straight up basketball, mano a mano, with one back in the backfield, and he is lined up directly in front of you. How do you not cover him? We used to run 11 robber when we were here. Yeah. It's one hole, pretty much. I played with dudes in the middle and the end of the season. They were busting it the same way they were at the beginning of the season. They had been there 3 or 4 years. It happens. And so it's as long as you recognize it, communication is key. We're going to be on the road. It's going to be at night. They're going to be, jacked up.
They're sold out.
So
it's a sellout.
It's 40,000. It was 40,000. I mean, that's like
something.
That's like a mid-level high school game in Texas, So at the end of the day, communication is key. As when you're at home, communication is so key for the defense because of the noise. Now it's the offense with the offensive line, and they can do it. Because once they kind of like in the second half, once they kind of when they communicated and they had to run a few times, especially at the end when they were playing small ball, they were able to block. So now you can do it. Now you've shown you could do it. Now you got to get the consistency and not ooze into the game. That's the number one thing with this team. And I don't know what they do before the game, but you cannot ooze into competition. And you know what that means, Nate? You kind of like ooze in there, coming. You see like lava kind of just coming down the volcano just real slow. Like you got to be like.
It's got to be an eruption.
You got to be like an avalanche, man.
It's got to be an eruption. Through this team's schedule. Now, there are a few things. They take on number 10 Penn State. It's a brawl. It's 35-31. So their first loss is to Penn State. but it's at home. So, okay. But they gave up 35. They scored 31 against that Penn State defense. Then they mauled Indiana State, as they should have. They then face number 18 Syracuse, and it's a field goal game, 32-29. They hold. They find a way to lose a game they should have won
in the dome.
Like they should have won that game.
Yeah,
Then,
but they get a ton of turnovers and
Right.
a ton of penalties by them. They looked
disinterested.
they looked like they thought they were going to Syracuse, and it was a matter of it was just they were a formality. Well, Syracuse punched them dead in their face, and they actually never recovered.
Right.
They moved the ball 20-20, but they were very, very high in penalties, turnovers, and negative plays.
Then they host Florida Atlantic and had to hold their breath. I mean, that's a 28-26 game
at home.
But then they go on the road and win in Minneapolis.
That was the game. I don't know if well, first of all, Muhammad Ibrahim didn't play.
Right.
Their number one receiver was out.
Yeah.
And then Potts was out.
Yeah.
So that wasn't the real kind of Minnesota. And if you watch that game, I watched it because we talked about it. Because Minnesota just beat the brakes off of Michigan State. The hardest thing for coaches to do, which is the weirdest thing, is to get kids to be interested and focused going into a bye week. Everybody's like, oh, the game after a bye week is a trap game. No, the trap game is the game before the bye week. Because you know what they're thinking about? What they gonna do when they don't have to come in and play football. You know what we were thinking about, Nate? We were thinking about we want to beat the brakes off them, rest, find the advantage during the bye week so we can come out of the bye week smoking. So that's what I saw from Minnesota thinking about the bye week. Purdue came in there, and if you watch Aiden O'Connell, and I know he had been out for a game, he did not look sharp.
Yeah.
What happened was Minnesota looked off. Defensively, they were in it. Offensively, they looked off. They weren't as explosive. The surge wasn't there.
They didn't run any of the stuff that they use against Nebraska.
Well, they didn't run any of the stuff that's been working all year.
Yeah.
It's like there was like a totally, but I know
it was weird.
With the running back and the receivers being out, it's totally different.
It was weird. And then last Saturday, they escaped College Park. Got a little help from the officials. No, they got a lot of help from the officials. And beat Maryland 31-29. It was sent to the Big Ten Conference to show the play that cost Maryland the game, and there'll be discussion over that. So we aren't ever sure what Purdue team shows up, especially when they're at home. We'll come back. We'll close out Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich, or the Prime Rib French Dip, or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go. Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop wall-to-wall wine and spirits at 5040 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 27th Street.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
We have to learn from what's happening right now. Frost waded into this with a formula system that didn't work. Now, there were coaches that were telling me that, but how do you know? How do you know? There was one coach in particular that said, Simple, I don't know if you know this, but they just hired 2 coaches whose systems will not work in the Big Ten. And I said, oh, give me a break. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right so far.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action. Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment, old school. A lot of what was said today will be respun and regurgitated. But I thought, to me, the biggest news when asked about Quentin Newsom and Luke Reimer, Mickey Joseph said they are both day to day, and they look good today. He thought that's going into a game where you're going to need them, that they were in good space. How do you prepare, Jay, when you don't know how you're going to feel?
I mean, you prepare as they're going to play. The players will know. The coaches will know. And sometimes you got to be. I mean, it's either, I think a lot of people need to understand when you play sports. It's either you're injured or you're hurt, and you got to learn how to play hurt. That's not being callous. That's just being straight up. Your best ability is your availability. You got to be able to play hurt, and you know what? If you practice, you might not practice the whole practice, right? But what you need to do is have. I used to call it checks and balances. So you got to be able to, check and see what your body can do while being hurt. And the balance is balancing how much practice time you need versus how much practice time you get. So, I think it'll be. I think it's a big game, and I think they'll do it. Whatever needs to happen for them to give them the best chance to play. Now, you still prepare somebody else to play, and it's a tremendous opportunity for them. You got to be ready, because even if I go out there and say I have an ankle sprain and I tweak it again, then I'm out for the whole game. That doesn't mean just because I'm out there, then the person that is, the backup normally is just shut down. You're there, play by play, engaged in the game, and you might need to get in earlier just to kind of get you in the flow, and save him for the money time.
It's going to be an interesting week. I would expect some more conversation about the offensive line, who's available, and that sort. But I'll close with this. On the running back play, he said we tried to save Gabe Ervin Jr. He got that toe injury. He didn't look good in pregame. One of my rules here is that the trainer doesn't tell me. I don't say the kid's ready to go. The position coach doesn't say the kid is ready to go. The fans don't say he's ready to go. The kid tells me when he's ready to go, and he said he wasn't ready to go. That's the way it's going to be as long as I stand in front of this team.
Turf toe?
There's the quote.
Who else is hurt?
There's the quote. The other one? Well, Reimer was an issue.
That's right,
Quentin Newsom was an issue. So as he talks about it, and I think we'll get more. Yeah. I mean, I think we'll get more information.
Put some dirt on. They'd be all right.
Rub some dirt on it,
Nate.
That's how it works.
Put some of that fake turf on that, Nate.
There you go.
It's a big game, man. It's bye week next week. It ain't even a question.
It's a big one. It's a big one. All right, we will load it up. We'll do it again tomorrow. We will be down at Tanner's from 4 to 6. Come on by. Stop by.
Bobbing, man. What you trying to do? You zigzagging?
Stop by and see
zigzagging
us.
like you
Get ready for Tanner's.
You're moving like you like some zigzags.
Yeah.
Nate looked like a zigzag type of fellow.
Let's get it, man.
Nate, you know what zigzags are?
Nope.
I would have never guessed.
See?
I would have never guessed.
You
don't know what a zigzag is.
We will pick that up tomorrow. Y'all be good.